Hi everyone, Rajshri again from MohanaAstrology. This is a remake of the video that I made yesterday, and I found that when I was watching the video, I found that the video was way too long. So what I decided is to remake the video where I retain all the information but make it slightly shorter so it becomes much more easier on everyone. So this video is about how May is going to turn out for all of us. This is a video about 3 planet retrogression that's going to happen in the middle of the month, and breaking off the Kalsarpa Yoga that has been on for such a long time, and how all these combined energies are going to play out in our lives. So let me start with a quick catch up on the planetary transits. So in this month, 3 major planets, Saturn, Venus and Jupiter, are going retrograde. Saturn is going retrograde on 11th of May. Next is Venus, it's going retrograde on 13th of May. And the very next day, 14th of May, is the retrogression day for Jupiter. Next comes Rahu. Rahu is not changing sign this month at all. But the very significant thing is, as per mean node calculations, Rahu is changing nakshatras. It's moving out of Ardra and going to Mrigashira. So that itself is a big event. Thirdly, very important transit is Mercury's move into its own sign of Gemini on 25th of May. Degree-wise, Mercury will permanently break Kalsarpa Yoga that has been formed since the end of March 2020 on 29th May as per mean node calculations. As per true node calculations, Kalsarpa is breaking on 28th of May. Mars leaves its exaltation sign, Capricorn, on 4th May, and Sun leaves Aries on 14th May and goes to Taurus. Now let us see what impact these retrograde planets and the transition of other planets have on us in the month of May. As we all know that the retrograde planets are extremely powerful, but they actually represents a distorted perception of themselves, which means the results that they are supposed to yield, they yield something different, sometimes exactly the opposite. And so what happens, whatever is expressed in our own birth charts and in our own dasha mahadashas, the promise that gets slightly distorted by this planetary movements that's actually happening in the sky right now. Now, it is also said in ancient texts, in classics, that when 3 planets go retrograde together, that creates a lot of turbulence for everyone. It's kind of a threat for world's peace. So we need to keep that thing in mind. And we need to watch how things are panning out, and a lot of self-restraint needs to be exercised. In the month of May, it actually creates a lot of opportunities, for multiple opportunities for spread of any infectious disease, spread of agitation, and it's also going to increase struggle in people's lives. Now, it's not only created by Saturn retrogression, but also is supported by Sun's transit in the middle of the month. When Sun transits to Taurus, it actually weakens people's immunity and weakens the wealth as well. So the widespread suffering actually may prompt certain kind of disbelief towards established systems, towards established traditions in people's mind. People may now start questioning the established rules and regulations. People may start questioning their ideology. Whatever has worked so far, everything is going to be under scrutiny now. And with Jupiter being retrograde, what happens? Along with Jupiter, by the way, the Venus is also retrograde. So both the gurus are retrograde this month. So what happens is our general wisdom, our general thought process, and prudence, all of these take a heavy beating. We are kind of unable to think in a very constructive way. So what happens is we will not take the right kind of advice, and we will not listen to the right kind of suggestions that is coming our way. And to top that, there will be rise in people who will have kind of pseudo knowledge and will come across as mentors and gurus and guides for the masses. That itself is not a great thing to happen anyway in these troubled times. With Venus going retrograde, we need to be extremely careful about our relationships and our partnerships, both professional and personal. We also need to be very, very careful about our finances, about our wealth. Venus represents wealth as well. So all these areas of life will be under a reassessment now. Financially, if you are still not careful, if you are still spending, so you need to curb that now. Otherwise, we all are going to be in big trouble by July 2020. This is not at all a good time to spend on luxuries, to spend on makeovers. Although Venus is going retrograde, there is a high possibility that people would like to do that, but please restrain. And next comes Mars's transit. The good news is Mars is breaking away from Saturn on 4th of May. This is actually very good, positive energy. So long Mars and Saturn together were creating a lot of struggle for people in various areas. So when it's breaking away, there will be some calmness everywhere. And Mars going to the sign of Aquarius, it also shows that people will be more prone to doing philanthropic things, will be thinking of helping others. There will be a situation where people would like to extend their help to others. At the same time, we need to take care that we do not go overboard. With Mercury as transit, and Mercury is being aspected by Mars, so we need to take care that we really be cautious about what we say. We are not too aggressive in communication, and we are not hurting anyone with our communication. That's very important. Now, Sun's movement in the sign of Taurus by midweek, I have already discussed this earlier, and this is going to have some dampening effect on our immunity, definitely. And Sun is also being aspected by Mars, so it's getting some strength there. So that's till 4th May and again after 14th May. So what can happen due to this is there will be some imposition and implementation of certain rules and regulations by the authorities, and people will have to abide to that. Now, Rahu transiting to Mrigashira is a great event actually. Rahu, when it was in Ardra, it was under a destructive energy. So, and we have already seen the impact of that destructive energy in our lives. So Rahu moving to gentle and healing Mrigashira is a good news. But along with that, what we do need to understand that Rahu and Ketu is still forming the Kalsarpa Yoga. So all the planets are still trapped inside. But the good news is with Mercury's movement into the sign of Gemini, is going to break that forever now, for some time at least. And Mercury breaks this Kalsarpa Yoga, so that's good news for everyone around, that the planets are slowly coming out of the clutches of Rahu and Ketu. It's going to relieve us from the feeling of being trapped. It's going to reduce the mental anguish that we are going through. Now in the month of June, although it's not the right place to discuss that because we are discussing May, but it is important to note that in the month of June, along with 3 planets, Mercury is also going to go retrograde. So that will have its own impact. We'll discuss that later. But as of now, Mercury is doing well in the month of May. Now, May is the beginning of the period when you should utilize this energy of 3 retrograde planets to implement 3 R's in your life. What are these 3 R's? Reflect, reevaluate, and reorganize your life, your ideology, your expectations, and your relationships. Now I'm going to discuss some important dates of this month. In this month, the dates that we need to be extremely careful about is the dates when these planets, just before going retrograde, become stationary. And these dates are from 9th to 16th. So these are the dates where you are actually going to feel the impact of retrogression at its peak. Then it slowly eases out and life takes its normal turn. So in these particular dates, please do not decide anything on your relationships, on your finance, and of course on any work. Do not change any work during these dates. But one thing we need to also note, that during these dates, 9th to 16th, if you have any work that is pending for a long time, if you had any work that you left in between before earlier, you can actually start to finish those. It's going to give you good results. Now I'm coming to some suggestive remedies for this month. As I always say, to calm the energies, please chant Mahamrityunjay mantra and Hanuman Chalisa. It's going to give you a lot of positivity in you, which is very much required at this time. Next comes, if you have a guru, please seek blessings from him or from her. And the third and very important thing is, do not harm anyone. Stick to the righteous path. Do not do anything that cause harm to other people, that cause harm to the society, to the environment, and to the animals. What happens during retrogression, particularly Saturn retrogression, is Saturn does not wait to see how far you can go with your wrongdoings. In its retrogression phase, it's very prompt to give you the punishment. It's, after all, the significator of judgment. So be careful, be kind, and be righteous. So this is it from my side on the analysis of the planetary situations this month and how they are going to impact us. Now this month what I have done is I have created some slides, and these are the slides which tells you about your own individual horoscopes as per your signs. So this time I'm not going to discuss those. I'm going to just put up the slideshow which you can see here. I'm going to timestamp those for your so that you can easily find your own sign and see what is in store. So thank you all of you for watching this video. If you like it, please do subscribe to my channel. It encourages me a lot, and please like and share my video. Thank you so much. May God bless us all. Thanks.